Alright guys, so a lot of people have been having this problem of their game crashing when joining Garry's mod servers, and I'm just going to give you a few steps on how you can prevent this. It's not an actual 100% fix, but most of the time these steps will prevent it from happening. So the first step that you can take is probably the most common one I see when players are trying to join Garry's mod servers, and that's making sure that your computer isn't working at 100% and isn't causing it to crash just because it's being overworked currently. So if you're getting crashing, just open up your task manager and make sure that it isn't running at 100%. See here, this is pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot running, but I'm not joining a server right now. This will go up when you start joining a server, and you just want to make sure this isn't at 100% when you're joining the server, because your game will crash if it's using up all this CPU and memory. So that's probably the most common one you'll run into, and if you close down some other programs, you might be able to get in the server, but there's a couple other stuff. So the second step that you can take in preventing this crashing is making sure that you have your game cache verified. You can do this by going to your library, then into your Garry's Mod properties, local files, verify integrity of cache. And this is another one that's pretty common. I can see players do this and they'll be able to join the server perfectly fine after this. It is really just for people that are getting hung up on the loading screen at sending client info or at workshop download. It works for either one, but if you're crashing just as you're about to get in the server, this will probably work. You want to make sure you unsubscribe from all your add-ons that you currently have. At one point I had 400 add-ons, so it's pretty hard to unsubscribe from them all. So I use this little script that it gives me on this website. I'll put a link in the description, but it works really well. You can unsubscribe from add-ons pretty quickly. But the next step really isn't for crashing, but it's more for when you're joining a server. If you get stuck on the loading screen and it freezes on sending client info, and you're actually in the server and you can hear like gunshots and stuff of in-game, but you are stuck at the setting client info screen, this will help you. So you want to go into your Garry's Mod properties again and set your launch options, and you just want to mess with your DirectX level by putting in DX level, and then usually 95 would work, but it really depends on what computer you have and what your specs are, so mess around with it. You can either put in, I think it's 85, 90, and 95 would work. Yes, so just mess around with that. I usually use 95 if it's causing a problem for the loading screens and stuff. It usually works for my computer. I don't have a really perfect computer, so this will probably work for most of you guys. And if none of these have worked, it might be because of the server's content that they're making you download. So the last thing I would say to do is turn off all your downloads when joining a server. So you'd go into your options, then over to multiplayer, and then down to only allow map files, because that'll allow you to load into the server and load the map up. And then once you get in game, you can figure out the workshop collection that the server's using and get it from them and subscribe manually to all the add-ons and stuff. So that's really the top 5 fixes for the crashing that you could probably do. Of course, this isn't an absolute fix, so you might need to try a couple other things, but this will work most of the time for everyone.